everybody, welcome back to another edition of Homemade. And today, you all, we are making one of my favorite holiday breakfast items. And if you don't know, if you've never tried these, you have to try them. They are so good. I absolutely love eggnog. I really wish it was one of those things that you could honestly find in the stores throughout the year. But of course, unfortunately, we only have it as a seasonal thing here where I stay. Now, somewhere else may have it all year long. But this pancake recipe, you all, it is so easy and it is so versatile, because if you don't want to do pancakes, it literally transforms just as good and makes a great waffle. It is made all in one bowl. We don't have to use a mixer. We are going to use a whisk, and it is going to turn out perfectly fine. And I am going to use 1.5 cups of eggnog, 2 cups of self-rising flour. That's really important. Also, I am using 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, and they are at room temperature. In here, I have 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Now, if you want to use a different type of oil, feel free. And in here, I do have 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. And we are going to add our vanilla flavor to it. And that's about 1 tablespoon. Can't go wrong with vanilla flavor. And all we're going to do, we are going to whisk this. And our consistency shouldn't be runny, but it shouldn't be super thick either. So we're just going to whisk that really well, because I like for the consistency to be not really runny, but you don't want it to be super thick. So this is the consistency of our batter, and it's going to give us a nice fluffy pancake. Now, I do have my griddle already heated and warm, and I like to ladle my pancakes on, and it just gives everything a uniform size and shape. So we'll just stick our ladle in, start to pour them, and I like for them to be as round as possible, and you know they'll spread out. Now, this does make about 10 pancakes of that size. Oops. And if you waste some on there, don't freak out. It's totally fine. I love a glaze on a pancake. I do like the syrup also, but for our glaze, it is just a simple glaze. It is just powdered sugar, vanilla flavor, butter extract, and a little bit of whole milk. Now, with our pancakes, we can tell when they are done, when we start to see the top not necessarily harden, but the top will create those little bubbles. We don't want to flip it too fast, and we don't want to flip it too late, because we don't want to burn our pancakes. But flipping it too fast, it does cause our pancakes to lose that round shape and spread unnecessarily. So once the bubbles start to form, and you'll see a lot of bubbles, actually they'll start to form, and it'll give our pancakes like a really glossy look. They won't look as runny on top. So this one, I like to just kind of, and if you'll notice, I did not put any oil on my griddle. So I like to make sure that the sides are not stuck before I flip, and it's not ready to flip yet. So we're going to let these cook a little longer on that side. Come back, flip them, let them cook on the other side. Now, when I take my pancakes off, if you're doing a large batch, you're like me, you want everything to stay warm, and I don't like popping it into the microwave. So I just get a large plate, and I also get a bowl that is bigger than my largest pancake. And once I put them onto my plate, I just place the bowl on top, and I keep doing that, and you all, it keeps the pancakes warm, fluffy, and moist. I'm gonna let these cook for a few more minutes, flip them over, come back, make our glaze, and we are going to sample this goodness. While we're waiting on our last pancake to finish cooking, I am going to go ahead and show you how to make the simple milk glaze. And all we're going to do now, if you'll notice, I'm not measuring this at all. I just have 1 cup of powdered sugar in my measuring cup. I'm going to add maybe a half a tablespoon of vanilla, and I am going to use butter extract for this. Now, you do not want to use a lot of butter flavor for this, so we'll just use a drop. And I have my small whisk, and I'm just going to mix that around. And it does not take a lot of milk. If you all see, it is already becoming a glaze. That's all it is to it. We're back. Our pancakes are done, and you all, I've topped them with my butter. We made our glaze. I do have some syrup here, and if you all can see how fluffy our pancakes are, and they smell just like eggnog. And if you love eggnog, you all, this is the recipe to go with. I'm going to just go ahead and spread my butter out. And you see how putting that lid over our pancakes keeps them warm. I'm going to put a little syrup on these bottom layers. And I was able to make 7 large pancakes with this. But what I do like to do is I do like to put these in my sealed bowl, and they do keep really well. And I just like to put a little drizzle on there. All right, y'all. Oh, and they cut so easily. They are so soft and fluffy. Look. So soft and fluffy. You this is one of the best pancake recipes I've ever tasted. Hands down. You can taste the eggnog in there. They are so fluffy and moist. It's like melting in mouth fluffy. If you have not liked, subscribed, and shared our channel, please do so in order to keep seeing these easy homemade recipes, you all. We make everything from scratch. We don't use a box. We make it from scratch. I always say cooking is as easy or as hard as you make it, you all. But I promise you, if you just keep it simple, be yourself, life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be great.